So, good morning and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. We have some good news. Anybody who missed my stream yesterday, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I did a live stream soon as it was announced that S.Teov was now our technical director. And I think that's fantastic news. He knows the club. He played for the club. He was He was part of the Invincible squad back in 2004. And he's had a quite successful career outside of being a player. He's played for Unai Emery at Valencia, which is something I found out yesterday. I never knew about that. And he's just been part of the setup at Brazil that has just gone and won a Copa America for the first time in 12 years. So congratulations to them and him. But now maybe we'll start seeing some transfers flying in, because this guy's got connections all over South America. And that South American market is so untouched, really. There's not many South Americans that play in the Premier League when you compare Europeans that play in the Premier League. Obviously, I know it's a lot closer. It's only a couple of hours on a plane, etc., to Europe. But there is so many good South American footballers out there. We've hopefully signed one of them, and that's Gabriel Martinelli. S.Teov had a hand in that. There's a few others that are being tipped to come under the stewardship of Emery and S.Teov. Not much in terms of developments on that, which is why I've not spoke about them. But the right back Wagner for Brazil, he's been linked with Arsenal. It's sort of died a death, really, which is why I've not really reported about it. But I think this has been a great move for Arsenal, getting that. And Raul Sanhaley on Arsenal.com said, this is the final piece of the jigsaw in our progress forward. And this is somebody that can come in, he can work with Emery, work with everybody else, and Haley, Vinay, and we can hopefully progress forward as a football club. I think it's fantastic news. Like I said, he knows the club, he played for the club, he was an Invincible for the club, and he knows all the South American players, which ones are good, which ones are not good, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we are going to start signing some South Americans, because they will do absolutely anything to win football matches, and I want to see that at the club. I want to see players at the club that will fight 100% for the badge. A lot of them have come from poverty, didn't even have football boots when they were learning how to play football and growing up and stuff like that. So their eye is firmly on the prize, and they want to make it all the way to the top. So they will do absolutely anything to succeed at football, and fair play to him. And listen, we need players like that. We've got way too many players at this football club that just seem comfortable and happy in a bubble with their massive salary. I want to see people fight for the badge. I want to go back to the old school days of players that would run through brick walls for the manager. But like I said, we shall see what happens. But I'm just happy that S.Teov is now our technical director, and that is the final piece of the jigsaw, like I said. Now let's move on to William Saliba. As we know, he signed with Arsenal. It's yet to be announced officially by St. Etienne or by Arsenal. And he has signed a 5-year contract. He's being loaned straight back to St. Etienne. Now, I spoke about this yesterday. A lot of people got the hump with me because I said, I think we should have concentrated on doing something for now. But listen, £27 million. If he has a successful season again, this upcoming season, then it could be a masterstroke, because he could be worth £50 million. Who knows? I'm just a little bit, I want something now. But we are actively seeking for a centre-back, according to David Ornstein. Whether you believe him or not, I don't know. But he tweeted out that we're in for a centre-back. Sorry, I lied. Didn't tweet it out. It was actually a BBC Sport report that he done. And he said that we're actively looking for a centre-back. We're actively looking for a winger. And we're actively looking for a midfielder. And that leads me straight on, midfield-wise, to Mario Lemina, the Southampton player. This guy had the second best passing at Southampton last season, which is quite remarkable, really. I think it was Davis that had better passing than him. He's only 25, plays for Gabon, which is the same country as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They're both teammates. £15 million, which is relatively cheap in today's market. He used to play for Juve, 6 foot tall. I've got a couple of stats on him as well, which was quite interesting. He's basically a box-to-box midfielder. Not as good as Aaron Ramsey was, but in that kind of ilk, that kind of mould. And he averages 2 dribbles per game, nearly 4 interceptions per game. Loves to burst forward from deep. So he picks the ball up, drops a shoulder and he goes and he runs as far up the pitch as he can. He can also play at right back as well, which is quite interesting because obviously Hector Bellerin, he is going to miss the start of the season if you believe all the reports out there. Although if you look at him in the gym right now, it looks like he's raring to go. But yeah, I think this would be a fantastic signing. Cheap, fits the mould, very physical. Like I said, he's 6 foot tall. He's a big guy. And I think he'd do really, really well for Arsenal. And £15 million, an absolute bargain, let's be real. But we shall see what happens with that. I did a stream about that last night. So go and check that out if you haven't. And leave your comments down below. Would you take Mario Lemina at Arsenal? Now, let's move on to Malcom. Obviously, with the introduction of Edu Gaspar, Arsenal is said to be linked with Zaha. It's been dragging on and on and on all summer. Would Malcom be the cheaper? Well, he would be the cheaper, but would he be the better alternative? He's only 22. He's from the same country as Edu. Barcelona, Raul Sanhaley connections when he used to work there. I think that deal would be a lot easier to get through than doing the Wilfried Zaha one. Not only that, we're talking about an option to loan him and then buy him at the end of that 1-year loan. Now, that would work out a hell of a lot cheaper. I think he's very, very good as a player. I think, as I've said many times on here, I think that he went to Barcelona too soon in his career. 21 years old, you see the stars, you see the lights, you see playing with Messi every week and Suarez. And hasn't really worked out. Valverde hasn't really played him that often. 23 games I think he played last season. Not enough. Only 4 goals, couple of assists. Not really good enough for the amount of money they paid for him, which was nearly 40 million euros. So, listen, an option to loan him and then to buy him at the end of that, I think that could be a masterstroke. I think that that's something we should definitely tie up. I think it'd improve us. I think it'd be a massive step forward in terms of attacking play. But let me know again what you guys think in the comment section. Now, let's move on to Kieran Tierney. This is just dragging on and on and on. And Neil Lennon's come out and spoke about it. They obviously picked him for a Champions League qualifying game. He was picked for that. He was in the squad. And yeah, people have lost their shit over it, basically. Everyone's going into meltdown about it. Everyone's saying, oh, well, you know, if he's being picked for the Celtic squad, then, you know, he's not going to be coming to Arsenal. So, listen, it don't work like that. I think that they picked him, obviously, the fact that they need to qualify for Champions League. It's mega money for them. I think that he's their only left back other than the new guy they've literally just signed. I don't even know whether he was picked for the squad or not. I haven't checked. But listen, at the end of the day, Kieran Tierney is a Celtic player as it stands. And regardless of what we all think and how we think it should be done, Arsenal and Celtic will probably get that deal done. How long it takes, I don't know. But Neil Lennon has basically come out and said that he's not really read all the headlines, let the people gossip. He's not really seen much of Kieran Tierney this summer because he's been in rehab trying to get his injury problems sorted. And yeah, basically there's been no further contact from the initial first bid. So, you know, this is going to run on and on all summer, and hopefully, again, fingers crossed, Kieran Tierney will be Arsenal's left back going into next season. Now, that's not going to be guaranteed. We've still got Monreal at the club, we've still got Kolasinac at the club, and it's not going to be guaranteed that he is going to be our centre-back. It's somebody I'd like at the club. I think he's relatively cheap in today's market, and I think it's somebody that can kick on to that next level and make us better, along with Malcom. Along with Lemina. I think these are the sort of players you've got to go and try and buy. Not massive superstars, but players that are relatively cheap, that have got potential to be better. And I think that's the way Arsenal should go. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it all in the comments section. I will be back at 5 o'clock this evening with my live stream, and then again at 9 o'clock. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.